Hi, I'm Brian from Northwest Bronco. Welcome back to the channel. So we're back out here in the Oregon Desert for 2 days and 2 nights, and the goals of this trip are going to be, we're going to take a look at this CCC camp that we're standing in. This is the windmill, and the windmill pumped the water out of the ground and sent it down to the water tank down in the camp. It's going to be between 17 and 20 degrees tonight, so it's going to be cold. I'm going to go ahead and go to bed because I'm pretty tired, and I'll see you guys in the morning for breakfast. All right, so for breakfast this morning, we're gonna do something, we're gonna do a mountain house actually, which is the usual thing here. I have a biscuits and gravy, a scrambled egg, and a veggie chorizo breakfast scramble. I'm gonna go with this one. It's vegetarian chorizo flavored crumbles with egg, potatoes, and bell peppers. All right, let's see what we think of this breakfast chorizo here. You know, I've had this one other time before. You know, it's not that it tastes bad. It's just, I don't like freeze-dried eggs. I'll eat it, and when it's cold out like it is now, and it's nice, something warm to eat, I'll eat it. It's fine. But I just, God, you know, it's hard to beat their biscuits and gravy. I might as well just stock up on that and only eat that. But I just don't like freeze-dried eggs. You know, that's all it is. All right, well, I may have screwed up our fuel calculations because I don't know if we have enough fuel to get us back out to that CCC camp and then back here. I don't know if we have enough to do that. So we have about 2 or 3 other options of other things we can do out here and find that we haven't seen yet. But I don't think we have enough to get us out to that camp and back. So that's all right. We'll dump what's left of this can in here, minus 3/4 of a gallon in case I find someone out here that needs help and needs fuel. It's about 3/4 of a gallon left in there. That's perfect. All right. Got everything buttoned up, so what are you guys doing over there? Oh, sorry. All right, we'll leave in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Didn't realize you're having your morning glory. You know, I still can't believe you're out there leaning against a tree. Why don't you take a look at my video pile down below? And I've got a video on the bucket method on how to poop in the woods. Why don't you quit doing what you're doing out there, digging holes and leaning against trees? Nope, there's better ways. But I did forget my chapstick, which, you know, my lips are starting to crack. Anyway, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for the town of Stauffer. I think we're gonna give that a go. Now, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but a couple of videos back I stayed at that abandoned ranch, and actually, you know, all those muddy roads I was taking, those god-awful muddy roads, that was actually me trying to get out to the town of Stauffer, but I couldn't make it because the roads were too bad, so I turned around and did a plan B, which was camping at that ranch. So I'm picking a different road to get out to Stauffer. Now, it goes through a little bit of private, but the roads going through the private are BLM. So we're gonna give it one more try to get out there. And if so, I would love to show you where the town of Stauffer was, because I think there's some cool things out there. So we're just cruising down the road out here, and I saw this, there's kind of a corral right over here that's still in use to this day, but there's this old historic well right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and drone this real fast so you can have a look, and then we're gonna keep rolling down the road. So I wanted to stop here because this is kind of a good example of the way plans constantly change when you come out here. Like, you can sit at home and you can plan fuel, you can plan routes and say, this is where I'm gonna go, I'm gonna find these particular spots. But most of the time, those things don't really work out because the road will be flooded, there'll be a gate you can't go through, Or in this particular case, I'm at the intersection right here where I'm supposed to take a right to go to the town of Stauffer, but that's the road right there. And on the map, it shows a road, right? And but that is not something I want to drive for 5 or 6 miles. So I'm going to find a different route down this road to get to the town of Stauffer, because that just ain't going to work. So like I was talking about, we're sitting here and we were supposed to turn off right there, but we're going to have to come down here and cut across, I think, because the road that I originally wanted to take is not passable. I mean, it's passable, but I don't want to do it, especially by myself, and no one's been on that road for God knows how long. So we're going to try this other road and see if we can get to the town of Stauffer. All right, everybody, welcome to the town of Stauffer. So before we start looking around and seeing everything there is to see, I can tell you a little bit of history about it, and hopefully this is accurate. If it's not, put it in the comments below. But I believe this was founded by Charles Stauffer and his wife. Around 1910 is when this whole town was kind of settled. And I know Bill Brown, who was a horse guy, was kind of down that direction, a little bit more northwest. And I guess they had a feud. They didn't really get along real well, because I'm going to guess because Charles Stauffer was doing his sheep thing, and then Bill Brown was doing his horse thing, and my guess would be they kind of fought over grazing land. So rumor has it Charles Stauffer, I believe around 1919, this was founded in 1910, so he made it till 1919 out here, and then he moved to Bend and then Portland, and they died in Portland. The last people to leave here were, I think, were around the 1950s, and now it's pretty much a bunch of nothing. But we're going to take a look around and see what there is to find around here. So where we're at now is actually the community well, and I believe that this well sat right in the middle of town. So what we're going to do is we're just kind of do a big loop around this entire well, because if this was in the middle of town, everything's going to be obviously around it. So we're going to do a big loop, and if I find anything interesting, I'll make sure to show you. All right, so we're already onto something. So there's the well we were just squatting in, and right over to the side of it here is a broken down building of some kind. So this is just something to note. These are everywhere out here in the desert, but I thought I'd point it out. This is actually a geological survey marker. It looks like we're coming up on possibly a cellar here. And then if we come down, there's an old stove right there. And then just to the right of that is going to be a cellar. So I'm assuming we're probably standing right in the spot of where a building was. All right, so it's about 3:30, and usually it's about 1, 2, 3 o'clock is when I stop, do my shower and everything, and put on my deodorant, and I just kind of clean up. Usually it's later, because then my water bottle has been in the Bronco warming up, and then it makes it for a nice warm kind of head shower from here up. So now I'll stop and eat my lunch, and that's usually about my halfway point in the trip. Oh, here we go. Here's something you don't find very often out here, a milk jug. Ooh, this is kind of cool. This old, God, I don't know what that is. It's not a bucket. Looks like maybe a cooking pot, maybe? But it's got a really cool handle on it. All right, well, I think I've gone about as far as I want to go south. So I think that's it for the town of Stauffer. Now you guys can say you've seen it. But now I'm in the dilemma of, do I want to go all the way back that way to camp, or do I want to head back towards Bend? But I think with our fuel situation, I'm going to hit some of the little spur roads going back to camp. And then we're going to make our way to Frederick Butte, and I think that's where we're going to stay the night tonight. All right, home sweet home for the night. Now this is a spot that's kind of by Frederick Butte, and I've stayed here a bunch of times before, but it's getting really cold out, and I think it's gonna be colder tonight than it was last night. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the tent set up and throw all my stuff up there, and then we're gonna cook a little bit of dinner. All right, we're going to do kind of our usual routine here. We're going to pop our hand warmers into our pockets, And then we're gonna get out the old toe warmers. Should put these in our shoes, keep our footies warm for the night. There we go. Done. Now we're just going to put some water in here and we're going to boil it. And actually, I accidentally brought 2 of these creamy macaroni and cheeses, so it looks like that's what's for dinner. So in case you guys are wondering why I kind of camp in this spot quite a bit, it's because this view of the meadow, and actually, well, you can't see it, but I can see it, but Jupiter's starting to come up right over there. And that's right where the moon's going to come up also. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just sit here and eat my dinner and enjoy the view. And the stars are just starting to come out. We have Jupiter and then Capella, which is over there, and that's kind of one of the 3 brightest stars in the sky this time of year. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this and catch up with you guys probably for bedtime. All right, everybody, it's about 8 o'clock at night and we're getting ready to hit the hay. Of course, I got my shotgun over here and I got my revolver, and then I have, you know, my phone and things like that, so I can sit and watch a movie before I go to bed. And of course, you know, you can't forget the urinal, because I really don't feel like getting out of this tent, because with the electric blanket and me in here and this really kick-ass rooftop tent, it really holds the heat really well. And I don't want to open the zipper up and let all the cold air in. So I use the urinal here just to kind of, when I have to pee, I just pee in this and I dump it out in the morning. Anyway, speaking of morning, I will see you guys in the morning for some breakfast. All right, good morning, everybody. It's 8:30 in the morning, so we slept for quite a while. Last night got a little windy around like 3:30, and that kind of kept me up for like an hour. But I just watched a little bit of YouTube, went back to sleep. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump down and have some breakfast. All right, guys, well, it's colder than a witch's you-know-what out here, because they have a Jimmy John's over there in Bend, right next to the gas station where I fuel up when I get in town. So I'm gonna go hit up Jimmy John's, get me a sandwich, some fuel, head home, because it's Halloween, and tonight we are gonna be out trick-or-treating. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe for more Bronco content. If you have any questions or comments, put it in the comment area down below, and we'll see you next time.